All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I didn't do a crypto talk at all this weekend. It was storming here in Los Angeles, and when that happens, I go back in my cave, turn off the lights, get off the computer, watch movies. So, this is the first weekend or week of March. We are already in the third month of the year. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you are listening in from. See, we have Andres Etheridge, Bethany Gibbs from Seattle, Shayna Robinson from Richmond, Humi, Tony Pinkston from Philly, Moshe Frazier from Philly, James Jones, Dallas, Texas, Linda Reuter, Washington, Tommy Adooms, South Jersey. Andres is also in Philly. Dan Williams, Tampa, Florida. Jay Guillory, Shauna Ross, North Carolina. Cynthia from Phoenix. Cleve Stewart from New York. Eldridge. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? What vehicle of choice like KGX? Make a decision, take action, remain focused, and do not get distracted. There's so many things that can distract you in this space. Not even Warren Buffett invests in every single Fortune 500 company. Doesn't mean that those things are bad. It just means you have to be focused on your goals. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. So let me do screen share. All right, so you should be able to see my screen. Oh, there's an article I missed. This is from a couple of days ago. Green mining, bring case back energy. Green mining can bring case back for energy intense proof of work mining. Oh, wow, this might as well be a green article. I'll save this one for another time. But let's look at the coin market cap. This morning is 126 billion. The market has dropped since I did. When was the last time I did a crypto talk? Big Friday morning. So it's gone down 5 to 6 billion since Friday. Bitcoin dominance has risen 52.5%. Last I remember it was at 51.7, which means the altcoins took most of the hit. Bitcoin has dropped below 3,800, back down to 3,700. The market looks like it's all in the red right now. We're in a downward swing. Yes, I predicted this. Ethereum's 127, EOS 327, Litecoin 46.45. So the best performers in the last 24 hours. MOAC, Ravencoin, and Loom Network double digit. Worst performers: Bitcoin Gold, Metaverse, EOS, negative 8%. Wow, that's a big deep dive. Elf, Stratus, any of the top, Verge, Tron, negative 5%. Tron was having a good run as of late, and a steady decline. Okay, it looks like I see ARC's pointed upward again. So even though it dropped, looks like it might be bouncing right now. Bouncing back up just a bit. Last price 38.48. So real time, it is back above. Nope. 37.23. Negative 2%. Down. The only one that's positive is Ripple. Plus 2.9%. See, what's the bot doing? Bot's got a buy order in at 37.01 and a sell order in at, I don't see it. There it is, 37.50. So a 50-point swing there. All right, let's take a look at some news. And I find this very, very interesting. You know, you always pay attention to what these big companies are doing. We've got PayPal here, and this is from Forbes. I got this article from Patricia, Atlanta. PayPal and Visa warn Bitcoin presents a ludicrous existential challenge. Interesting choice of words. Ludicrous. Why is PayPal and Visa paying attention to Bitcoin? If they were smart, they would do or take the same approach Amazon is, because we're going to cover this article. Look at Amazon's thing. Amazon invests over $3 billion into new Bitcoin trading system, revolutionizing the financial sector. Let's see here. We've got the world's richest man who got his start from the last revolution, the internet.com revolution, 20-something years ago, and now he's the world's richest man, investing over $3 billion. You know what that means? He, like I talk about the river of money, he's that guy that has a big yacht. Let me rephrase that. He's got an oil tanker in the middle of the river of money. And instead of fighting the fact that the current is changing, he's pulling up anchor and moving with the flow of the river of money, putting $3 billion down into the crypto space at the beginning. I just want you to understand this. This is an investment. What do you think that $3 billion will be worth in 5 to 10 years? Look at what the Winklevoss twins. You want to know why they're billionaires today? It's not because of Facebook. They should be. They got, 60-something million? They're billionaires today because they invested $11 million into crypto in 2011. 11 million. That 11 million is worth billions now. Or at least it was in December 2017. I don't know, what's like 600 million or something they're worth now. At today's price, I think they're still over 1 billion. Now, it looks like PayPal and Visa may end up wanting to go the way of Blockbuster Video. When Netflix came on the scene, Blockbuster had the opportunity of owning 49% of Netflix. Blockbuster laughed them out of the room, the boardroom. Said, no, nobody wants to wait to get their movies delivered in the mail. What if by the time they get it, it breaks in the mail? You know how mail handlers are. You see them. I remember a video that Blockbuster did when they were shutting down this against Netflix, and it was a video of people getting so excited, and they show these mailmen tossing mail, all over the place. And by the time they opened the package, the CD was cracked as an attempt to scare everybody from doing that. I remember that commercial. And now look, where's Blockbuster today? Netflix is dominating. Their movies and stuff, they're able to, they are cranking out production faster than Hollywood. And I noticed since I was binge watching this weekend, I noticed new sections now, international. There's a lot of original Netflix movies from different countries that are quality. I was like, whoa. Anyways, let's look at what PayPal and Visa is warning against. And let's see if I can put this link. All right. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are often derided for their inadequacies compared to the giant traditional payment systems, Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. But an eventual challenge from Bitcoin and crypto to the incumbents is not impossible, according to one tech analyst. The Bitcoin price, which peaked at nearly $20,000 in December 2017 and has been falling steadily since, is rarely considered related to Bitcoin's use as a mainstream means of payment and has risen over the last few years as a store of value, with speculators hoping to cash in on future price rises. It hasn't risen that way over the last few years. That's how it's always been, a store of value. But as the Bitcoin network and the cryptocurrency user experience improves, the threat Bitcoin poses to traditional payment networks should not be ignored, Moffett-Nathanson analyst Lisa Ellis wrote in a note to clients. Why would I ever buy coffee with Bitcoin? Ellis said, first reported by Financial Newswire Bloomberg, but it can eventually happen, as ludicrous as it may sound. Why? Remember who we're listening to here. This is Forbes.com. We're talking mainstream. So just pay attention to the language they use. I was trained to be a lawyer. And so I pay close attention to the tone, the intent, the language the adjectives being used in any article. In the developed world, there is currently little benefit to accepting Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies over traditional forms of payment. False. That is a false statement. There is little benefit. I can speak for the next hour on the benefits on why they should do it. So that's a lie, or that's their opinion, not based on any real fact. The networks that Visa and MasterCard use process thousands of transactions per second with the capacity to process far more. It wasn't that way when they first came out. You go back to if you want to study the history of money, when debit and credit cards came on the scene, what the media said about them back then, they roasted them. Like, who's going to use this card? What if somebody steals your card? Now they've got access to your bank account. It's better to have money on you. It's better to have cash or write a check. Oh, yeah, they blasted it. Look at it now. The networks that Visa and MasterCard use process thousands of transactions per second with a capacity to process far more. In comparison, the Bitcoin network takes around 10 minutes to confirm a single transaction, while Ethereum needs some 15 seconds. Okay, that's like saying the internet will never work because you have to use AOL and it's dial up and it takes forever for one screen to load. And you can't talk on the phone and be on the internet at the same time. Therefore, the internet is a ludicrous invention. We might as well just stop it now. Nobody's ever going to use it. You guys remember that? The mere fact that they're criticizing this gets me more excited, because the opposite of what they say is what's going to end up happening. In countries like Venezuela, there is, though, already evidence of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies being used where traditional payment networks have failed. Oh, wow. Thank you for at least noticing that. That goes against what you just said two paragraphs ago. And improvements are being made. Thank you for saying that. With Bitcoin proponents pointing to the Lightning Network designed to speed up the process, speed up and reduce costs of Bitcoin transactions as a possible catalyst for payment adoption. The threat of Bitcoin and crypto to traditional payments comes also from their freedom of money philosophy, according to Ellis. Freedom of money philosophy. Cryptocurrency systems, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple are potentially disruptive to private payment systems, Ellis said. Their core design characteristics, which are aimed at enabling freedom of money, are in direct contrast to the characteristics of most traditional private payment systems. That's the point. It was designed that way. Meanwhile, banks and payment processors could offset this risk by adopting crypto and blockchain technologies, Ellis advised. 100% agree. Blockbuster, there was also Hollywood Video. Did you guys have a Hollywood Video in your area? We did here in Cali. Hollywood Video. Adopt the technology, adopt or die. What is JP Morgan Chase doing right now? Coming up with a JPM coin. U.S. bank JP Morgan last month made waves with the announcement of its private cryptocurrency JPM coin designed to rival Ripple's XRP. Oh, I'm glad they said that. See, there's always a fight in the network about Ripple. There was no need to do a JPM coin because Ripple already is there and does that purpose, and it is centralized. It is controlled. Now, the people behind Ripple will say to the contrary, but it is controlled. That's why Ripple's XRP. When you see XRP, understand that they don't like it. It's not called Ripple. There's Ripple, the company, and then the coin. The Bitcoin sector is currently trapped in a long-running bear market with some $400 billion in value wiped from the world's cryptocurrencies over the past 12 months, as adoption stalls and banks closely watch plans to wade into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on hold. They're not putting it on hold. Even Max said he wants the Bitcoin bear market to be over. Here's something you got to understand. You got to pull the microphone back a bit. Let me show you something here. How long ago did I post this? It's not been that long. I know I haven't been posting a lot. I don't remember that one. Are you kidding me? All right, well, anyways, I made a post, and now all of a sudden I can't find it, that talked about the lowest of the lows of the crypto market of every single year. And what we found is that after every year, the lowest was higher than the low of the previous year. I can't believe I can't find it. It wasn't that long ago. And I haven't been posting a whole lot lately. Oh, that was that one. Oh, yeah, that's true. But, man, did I delete it? I don't think so. Yeah, I remember this one. But here we go. Bitcoin yearly lows. So those of you that's wondering about, the bear market is so bad right now. 2012, $4 low. 13, 65, 14, 200, 15, 185, 16, 365, 17, 780, 18, 3,200. You see a trend here? Every year, the lows of the low keeps going up. Don't worry about the bear market right now. Don't worry about the current price of Bitcoin. I wonder what the yearly low for 2019 will be. What would it say for 18 was again? 3,200. It hasn't gotten that low in 2019. Unfortunately, I predict it will. It's going to do a 2015 where it will be lower than it was in 2014. Now, $200 and $185 may not seem like that's a big jump, but it is. 185 to 200. So I see 2019, this number might be 2,800 or so, 2,700. And then 2020, skyrocket back up again. So we're not done yet in the bear market. So the likes of Twitter's Jack Dorsey, Tesla's Elon Musk, and Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak have, however, continued to praise Bitcoin and its underlying technology, arguing the digital tokens are still in their early formative days. Others have suggested it will be Amazon's Jeff Bezos who triggers the next Bitcoin bull run if his mammoth online retailer begins accepting Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. It's going to be a catalyst. It's going to be Amazon. It's going to be the banks. Like JP Morgan Chase is bringing awareness to crypto. It's going to be companies like IBM, but IBM is doing stuff behind the scenes. It's going to be the government and regulations. But the biggest of all that I think is going to have to do with the cell phone sector. Like what the Galaxy S10 just did. And Facebook. So the top three for me is Facebook, Amazon, and cell phones, Samsung and Apple. Those four companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Samsung. Samsung did, 40 million units in the fourth quarter of last year alone. 40 million units. If they put crypto and blockchain stuff on every phone, the new smartphone, and every single person in the world has a smartphone, and then Apple does the same thing to compete. Now every single person has the blockchain, Bitcoin stuff in front of their face. They're looking at their screen 40% of their day. It's in the screen. And they go to Facebook, and all of a sudden Facebook is now talking about, oh, we got our own blockchain, we got our own Facebook coin, and blah, blah, blah. And then they go to Amazon, and Amazon's like, yeah, we got our own coin too. We got a whole payment processing center with Amazon. It's game over. It doesn't matter what you think or what you believe. It's happening. You have no choice. So we're seeing the signs of the times. Bitcoin, I don't know about if they're going to trigger the bull run. I think that they're going to bring massive awareness. The bull run will happen when the futures markets take their boot off the brake pedal and allow it to run again. It's being manipulated right now. It's being forced low so that they can stack up on coins. I remember doing an article that the richest of the rich are hoarding coins right now. When was that I did that? Thursday or Friday? Hundreds of thousands of coins that they've bought since December. Bitcoin's epic 2017 bull run was largely put down to expectations. Institutional investment and big bank support for Bitcoin would soon arrive. As 2018 dragged on and that investment failed to appear, many investors and traders got cold feet, bailing out of their Bitcoin and cryptocurrency positions. Yeah, the retail people did. The uneducated people did. The people who thought they wanted to get rich quick and started to buy when Bitcoin was more than $10,000 a coin. Yeah, they're the ones that bailed. But the rich people bought all their coins. This caused a bitter so-called crypto winter that has led to many Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain startups slashing jobs or shutting down already, and a further turn for the worse could spell disaster. No, it will not spell disaster. Stop with the language. Did the dot-com bubble spell disaster for the internet? No, it didn't. The internet kept on trugging along. We survived. Enough of the doom and gloom, spell disaster. No, it won't. What it's going to do is help the rich to get richer because they're not spooked by this kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Up next is the counter to that. Let's cover Amazon. Amazon says, all right, we're not just going to sit back and watch this happen. We are going to help make it happen. Patricia says, the news this morning, a few major supermarket shares dropped today because Amazon is prepared to enter the sector. Amazon's going to they're going to take over everything. Amazon invests over $3 billion into the new Bitcoin trading. Recently, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has confirmed that Amazon, watch this, together with Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Tesla, have invested in the financial tech Bitcoin profit auto trading system, which was designed with the intent of shifting global wealth away from the world's richest 0.1% and towards the common everyday people of the planet. Stop right there, and I call BS. Bill Gates' best friend is Warren Buffett. Now, in 2014, Bill Gates said that Bitcoin can't be stopped. After that, he went along with Warren Buffett, bashing Bitcoin every chance he got. Even the first half of 2018, he was bashing it while at the same time preparing the Bill Gates and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to invest heavily with Ripple and IBM to bring banking or to help the unbanked people of Africa get access to the financial sector. That was the marketing pitch, which is just a cover. The wealthy are just positioning themselves. And then at the same time, look at this. Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Tesla. This isn't broke cousin Pookie, Bubba, Ray Ray, or Tyrone from the barbershop. These are the richest 0.1%. This is why I call BS. Their intent is shifting global wealth away from the world's richest. No, it's not. Their intent is to keep the world's wealth with the richest 0.1%. Don't listen to what they say. The opposite. But the fact that they are, like I said, they have been watching this for years. Together, we are investing in the financial revolution. Oh, now, well, of course, Elon Musk is, but look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't want to say nothing about Bitcoin 2 years ago, but he's calling it. The world's richest man is calling it the financial revolution, which there is no stopping now. Now they feel free to speak publicly positive about it because there's nothing that can stop it. That's what Bill Gates said in 2014. Bitcoin can't be stopped. Bitcoin and crypto is the future. Hashtag Bitcoin wealth will help the world one step closer to benefiting from this revolution. So since I've been calling it that for 2 years, you don't want to listen to me because I'm not a billionaire. Well, you just had the world's richest man say the same exact thing I've been saying. As one of the most forward-thinking companies around today, Amazon is deeply aware of the problems facing the international economy. At the present, Amazon is concerned about the growing rate of wealth inequality that reveals that over 50% of the world's prosperity is held by just 0.1% of the financial elite. Amazon realizes that this imbalance is standing in the way of its goal of giving everyone on the planet access to the internet so that it may earn greater profits. As a result, Amazon has teamed up with the co-founders Microsoft, Facebook. Wasn't it just a year and a half ago Facebook was banning everything crypto related? That wasn't ancient history. That was just last year. And now they know this is a revolution that can't be stopped. So as a result, Amazon has teamed up with the co-founders of Microsoft, Facebook, Apple. So I already predicted. See, Apple's getting involved. Watch. You haven't heard it yet or seen it yet, but you're going to hear a commercial or see something. The new Apple devices will have something to do with blockchain and crypto. I promise you that. Tesla and CEO of Bitcoin Profit, Austin Ford, to create a software system that will allow wealth redistribution to take place at a global level so that ordinary people can gain access to greater means of fiscal resources. And again, that sounds all good, right? But that's not why they're doing it. Since when does the world elite want to redistribute the wealth they control? That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is repositioning themselves to make sure that everything's still got to go through them through this financial revolution. Give everybody else crumbs while they still get the vast majority. I'm not hating on them for it. Game recognizes game. I'm just calling them out for it. One may be wondering what exactly Bitcoin Profit is. It's simply an innovative tool which was created to trick the professional traders working in the stock market. Trick. Most of the wealth the world's richest own comes from their investments in stocks. These stocks are traded by professional Wall Street brokers who are legally forced to deal in exchanges of at least $1 million. That's why I said most people in the stock market can't get in. Most people can't get in the stock market. You need to have $250,000. However, Bitcoin Profit deals with anyone and any amount. In other words, no barrier of entry. These trades are so small that they go unnoticed by the trained professionals so that they may be taken advantage of by common consumers. With Bitcoin Profit's proven success rate over 80%, ordinary people have been gaining on average between $1,200 to $10,000. Wait a second. What is this, an infomercial? Hold up. This all doesn't sound right. This sounds like an infomercial. Did I just get, what's the word you want to use? Clickbaited? Oh, there's another word. Okay, so this tweet is correct. Where did I get this article from? I like the title of it. Crypt70.me. This looks like clickbait. Everything up to this point was true. But I am now calling BS on this Bitcoin Profit auto trading system. All right, I just got clickbaited. Now I've been doing this for 2 years now, and it doesn't happen often, but I just got clickbaited on that. All right, let's close that out. Let's find another article here. Oh, well, mark my words. Everything that I still said, I believe. Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, they are all getting involved on the game. Okay, enough of that. Let's look at, which one do I want to do? Not that one, this one here. The future of blockchain voting. Now, why we don't already have blockchain voting is a mystery to me, because we already have the technology for it. And we've got in the news always about voter fraud or suppression of votes and, You would think that it would be simple. Just allow everybody who's legal, let me say that one more time, American citizens that aren't dead should have the right to vote. Why that should even be up for debate is ludicrous to me. However, and I predict any politician that is against using the blockchain for voting is corrupt. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. Whoever politician comes out publicly saying, no, we shouldn't use blockchain for voting. Because I know there's going to be a bill put in place that's going to say, yeah, we need to do this blockchain vote. We need to bring up technology. And whoever you see voting against it, even if they don't want to come out and publicly say it, they go on record as voting against it, corrupt. They want voter fraud. So the future of blockchain voting. Yeah, that's right, Bethany. Education is key. If I wasn't educated, I would have got clickbaited on that one. So what are they talking about here? Bitcoin, whatever, guaranteed per month and day. The future of blockchain voting. In August of 2018, West Virginia became the first state to use a blockchain-based app to allow citizens to vote in a federal election. Participants in the program were able to use their smartphone to vote instead of going to the polling station. In order to verify their identity, a voter had to upload a picture of their government ID as well as a video showing their face. With this data, the voting platform used facial recognition software to confirm the user's identity. This is exciting and scary at the same time. Once their identity was confirmed, they were allowed to vote through the app, and their choice was recorded immediately on the blockchain. Users reported that the process was simple, intuitive, and fast. Okay, I like this, although I would say use this technology, but you still got to go to the polling stations to do so. In my mind, I'm not just there yet that you just pick up your phone and start to vote. There's two reasons why, and I hate to sound elitist when I say this. I have a degree in political science. I've worked for congressmen. I've lived and worked in D.C. I've been in the White House, the Senate, Congress. I've canvassed the neighborhoods, passed out flyers, did signatures, anything dealing with politics. My own father ran for politics. He's on the political board. So I've been around it all my life. And one thing that I am ashamed to say, unfortunately, even though everybody has a right to vote, not everybody should. Whoa, what do you mean, Brandon? There are way too many uneducated people out there that base their votes off of something they may see from an infomercial or something that is lying about whatever platform they want to have. And most people are not educated enough to do their own due diligence. And if you put the opportunity in the hands of the masses of ignorant, uneducated people to vote, and I've struggled with this because I see both sides. The good news is, let me put it it'll help this way. The good news is every single American of voting age will be able to vote, and we make it easy for them. The bad news is every single American of age will be able to vote. Hell, they could vote in Kim freaking Kardashian. Why? Because she's popular. I don't think that's the way democracy was designed to do. And I'm not joking when I say that. We have generations of ignorant people out there. And can you imagine the president of the United States? Wait a minute. Let me stop right there. Yes, I can't imagine that. Anyway, the potential downside of blockchain voting. Okay, yeah, I was just curious. I want to know this. What is the downside of blockchain voting? No, I wonder, and this was brought up before, and I was against it when I was in college. What if you have to pass a certain test to be able to vote? But then you're going to have bias in testing. But I should mean basic history and knowledge. You walk around the street right now, most people don't even know who the vice president is. What's the name of the vice president? What's the name of the Speaker of the House? Can you name all of those on the Supreme Court justices? Can you name them? Do you know the 3 different branches of government and why they're different? Do you know when the freaking country was founded? When was the Civil War? When did it come to an end? I mean, people that are trying to become citizens in America and they got to take that citizens test, most Americans wouldn't even be able to pass that test. Our educational system is a joke. And these are the people that's voting. That's what's scary. All right, let me get off of that. What is the downside of blockchain voting? Of course, not everyone is impressed with the new technology. Okay, before I even read this, the only downside I see to blockchain voting is security. But once you vote, I mean, it's done. It can't be hacked. But my concern is before the voting process. That's my concern. So, of course, not everyone is impressed with the new technology. The chief technologist at the Center of Democracy and Technology, Joseph Lorenzo Hall, has stated that mobile voting is a horrific idea. I actually agree with that. His main concern was the unreliability of cell phones and their vulnerability to being hacked. I agree. He also stated that servers are very difficult to secure without a physical paper record of the vote. However, if Hall had a deeper understanding of blockchain and its immutable nature, he might not take such a negative view towards technology. I agree with that as well. As long as the blockchain that the votes are recorded on is secure, changing a vote after it has been confirmed would be impossible. That is true, but that's not my concern. My concern is when the voting is actually taking place, that part being hacked. Not after the vote has been done, before the vote happens. That's my concern. In addition, one feature which could significantly improve security is if every cell phone came installed with an approved voting app. I don't agree with that. I mean, that thing could be hacked. No. Thus, eliminating the concern that a person may download and use a fraudulent app by accident. Another problem I have is, even though we're in this new modern time, not everybody's got a smartphone. I still think use this technology, but you still got to go to the polls. Let's take this baby steps. Blockchain votes leading to increased government transparency. I agree. While it is too early to tell how blockchain voting will be implemented, it's possible that voting could take place on a pseudonymous chain. In this scenario, it would be impossible to tell who casted a vote, but the total number of votes for a particular candidate would be visible to everyone. This would save thousands of hours of work now spent on physically counting ballots. I agree. You eliminate the human error method. Who's blowing me up now? I mean, think of George Bush versus Al Gore. What happened in Florida? Hanging chads. People couldn't poke the holes in the chads enough, so it wasn't registering. Then you got humans trying to say, is the chad attached or not? The most funniest thing I saw was they had little old ladies with magnifying glass looking at the ballot. I'm like, really? We're in the internet age now, and that's what we're doing? So you eliminate the human error component to this. In addition, and more importantly, blockchain voting would increase the transparency of elections in countries like Venezuela, Uganda, Egypt, Russia, Ukraine, hell, just the United States of America. But I'm only 42, so it's not like I've had that many. When I was born, that year was Jimmy Carter became president, 1976. And so if I go through the first time a presidential election was challenged, it had to be Al Gore and George H.W. Bush with the whole Florida. After that, then you had Obama and Bush. That wasn't, it came down to Florida again. But that was a smooth transition of power. Then you had Trump and Obama. It was a smooth transition of power, so to speak. But I believe only because Trump won. If Trump lost, I believe Trump would have screamed bloody murder and said that something illegal took place. And then we would have had a huge challenge, which leads me to be concerned about 2020. Without blockchain voting, you're always going to leave the door open for whoever loses to claim voter fraud, rigged election, a conspiracy. It doesn't matter what side. And no, this has nothing to do about I know how most people think. As long as it's my guy, I don't care. I don't think like that. If it's my guy doing wrong, then I'm going to give it a pass. I don't care about that. Like Hillary and Obama that went after each other, or who was screaming, crying was Bernie Sanders. Oh, the Democratic committee was against me. Stop crying. If you had the blockchain voting in place, then you wouldn't have had to call out anything or BS. But 2020, if Trump wins, will the Democrats scream voter fraud? Or it depends on how he wins. Will it be the electoral college wins and then but he loses the popular vote like the last time? Obama didn't, but he wasn't running again. It was Hillary. But if Trump loses, and this is a justified question, this is even for Trump supporters. I think we've seen him long enough to be able to kind of predict how he responds to things. If Trump loses, how will he respond? I think I can 100% guarantee he's going to scream conspiracy and voter fraud. Will he transfer power as every other president has? Or will we be in a constitutional tragedy or revolt like we've never had in 200 years? That's a legitimate question. My solution, if we can implement blockchain voting before the 2020 election, which is not going to happen, then it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It can't be challenged. Voter intimidation could also be eliminated, as citizens could cast their ballot from home. I don't like that. I'm kind of old school on that. I think we need to have a national day when it comes to election day. That should be a national holiday. Give everybody equally the opportunity to come vote, not somebody that's working two jobs trying to figure out how to get off, pick up their kids, run home, and get into the voting line, and hope that voting line is not wrapped around the corner for 4 hours like it was in Arizona. Or there's only so many voting polls you can go to. I think that's a rigged. Why? Because the wealthy don't have that problem. People that are self-owned. You know what I do on voting day? I wake up. I'll do my crypto talk. This is what I did the last voting day. Took the kids to school and then walked down to my poll at like 10 or 11 in the morning. I didn't have to wait till I got off of work because I'm self-employed. I can go whenever I want to. I didn't have to wait in any lines. So obviously it's easier for me to vote than it would somebody that's working two jobs. And they've got to take care of their family. They got to take care of their kids. You got to try to get home from work and traffic or get off on time. I mean, that's what they say about suppressing vote, because there's a certain portion of the population that's in that category. But I do not like letting everybody vote from home. That's lazy as hell. You have nothing invested in it. And you leave the door open, like I said again, for the flip side. Just like I think about Bitcoin. The best thing about Bitcoin and crypto is that there's no barrier of entry. Everybody has an opportunity to get involved. Do you know what the worst thing about Bitcoin and crypto is? The same exact thing. People who have no business being in this space are in the space. People who have no business investing money because they can't handle it are investing money. Now you will say, well, they're going to get what they deserve. Just like I say about the funding program that I talk about, that's not for everybody. You get $50,000 in your bank account. 9 times out of 10, the person has no idea what to do with that. Why do people who win the lottery go broke after 7 to 10 years? They didn't learn the skills necessary to earn that amount of money. And once they had it, they definitely didn't have the skills necessary to know how to keep it. Same with basketball players, football players, baseball players, hockey players. I was joking with my boy Jairus about, we were watching this one guy. He made $300,000 in 3 weeks, and nobody even knows who he is off of a $150,000 investment. And the thing about it is, had that been somebody that we did know, they'd be all over Facebook flaunting and flossing and getting their own Bitcoin mobile and letting everybody know, see they're at their Lambo and their vacations and their new houses. You know what that goes back to? Where is that other one I did post? This one right here. Social media. If these two people had $1,000 each, this guy invested wisely and makes $350. He now has $1,350. The other person spends $650 on vacation, posts dope pics, and now has $350. One guy looks like he is winning. The other is on the path to actually win. Social media is a highlight reel. Most people are losing. And it's not that I blame the individuals. I blame our system. Our system has not been designed to teach our children financial literacy. We got to figure that out on our own. The wealthy do. They teach their children it at home, not at school, unless they're going to those private schools that you guys can't afford. So voter intimidation could also, since politicians or other nefarious actors could not change the results after they were recorded on the blockchain, it would be obvious who received the most votes. Voter intimidation could also be eliminated, as citizens could cast their ballot from home. People in politically unstable countries would not have to go to a polling station where they may be heckled or coerced to vote for a certain candidate. That could be true. Voting from your living room looking towards the future. I don't like that. As an industry, blockchain is still in its infancy, and blockchain voting is only just now becoming a viable possibility. However, the promise of more transparent elections, cost savings, and a huge increase in voting convenience all but guarantee that within the next decade, blockchain voting will be the new norm. I do agree with that. West Virginia might currently be the only state to offer that option in America, but other states will soon follow their lead. With each new election, we can expect to see more people staying at home and voting on their phone instead of waiting in line at the polling station. I think this guy's kind of missing the point. It's not about the ability to vote from home or a polling station. The entire point of the blockchain is about transparency and legality, regardless of where they're voting from. I think let's take one step at a time here. All right, and that is it for news for today for Early Morning Crypto Talk. I should be back since I did not do Crypto Talk this weekend. There's still a couple of articles I can cover, like this one. Green mining can bring a case back for energy-intense proof-of-work mining. And also, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency fans are closing their Coinbase accounts to protest. What are they protesting about? We'll cover that tonight, and any other new article that comes up throughout the day. So I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is the point. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Make it productive. This is a brand new month. Countdown is on when it comes as far as KGX. I've been quiet for a reason. I've also been gagged. And 30 days can't come fast enough. Anyways, you guys have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.